Look at me, yeah, yeah. Remember when they hated, didn't think we make it. Now they break their neck just to look at me. Remember when I called you and you didn't fall through. Now you hate yourself, you can't look at me, look at me. Yeah. You made me. Yeah. Look at me, yeah, yeah.
What up? What's good with y'all? All right, so what do we have going on today? So today is gonna be more of a, I guess you could say, informational type of video, and I am gonna be going to the shop to drop off parts, but I figured before I go there and drop off the parts, I can kind of do a product review and I can explain to you guys how these parts work, because a few people seem to not fully understand. So everything's already opened up to make this a little on the quicker side. So what we have here for the first part is the Iridium surge tank. Already looked at this thing. So this surge tank is built beautiful, yo. Like, it's solid, it's heavy, and it's a very nice unit. This surge tank is by Iridium. This is their single pump setup. They also offer a dual pump, but for what I needed, I think this is gonna be perfectly fine. So quick little explanation on how a surge tank works and why you would want to, you know, add a surge tank to your fuel system. So if you guys have been keeping up with the C5 build, you guys seen that on the dyno we were having pressure drop. We connected a manual gauge up to the fuel rail, just removed the Schrader valve, and then we, you know, added the fuel pressure gauge to see what was going on during a pull. And what we noticed was up top, the fuel pressure was dropping from like 60 pounds as low as to like 40 pounds or to 35 pounds. Like, it dropped a lot up top. So, and I seen in the comments, people were like, oh, you need bigger injectors. So when you have a fuel pressure issue, it's more than likely never gonna be an injector problem. So when you have pressure drop like that, it's not really an injector issue. One of two things are usually, well, there could be more than one or two things, but you can have, you know, you can have a kink in the line or something inside the tank. It can be leaking. The crossover tube inside the tank could be leaking. There could be a number of things of why your fuel pressure is dropping. But if all that's good, the most common issue on why your fuel pressure would be dropping would be A, the fuel lines are too small and can't keep up with the fuel demand, or B, the actual pump just can't flow enough. With my pump, I have an AEM 340 pump in the tank, and I'm currently running 60-pound injectors, but I am getting ready to swap those up to 1000s. So I figured this would be a good time to, you know, add the surge tank, since the surge tank has a bigger pump. So this surge tank is equipped with a 450 pump, and the reason you would want to add a surge tank to your system, not only for the benefits of you being able to run a bigger fuel pump, you don't have to drop the tank to do this. So for my setup is the 340 end tank that I have in my Corvette would basically run fuel into this, and what this does is it basically keeps fuel inside of it, and then the pump that's inside of here, which is a wallbore 450 high pressure pump, this would just pump, and this would be the pump that's actually feeding the motor. So the end tank pump feeds this, and this feeds the motor. And the reason why these are so dope and beneficial is because no matter how this is mounted, it can be mounted sideways, upright, vertical. It always has fuel in it. So, you know, sometimes if you're drifting or doing time attack under heavy G's, you turn the car and then you get fuel slosh, and then what ends up happening is you end up sucking up air, your motor can run lean, boof, you know, that's things that could happen when you have fuel slosh. So with the surge tank, you eliminate all of that. Also, the thing I love about this surge tank is if you look right here, you see it has a fuel pressure regulator built into the actual tank itself. I have a gauge that goes on the front nipple right there, that way I can check fuel pressure. But it's dope because, you know, you eliminate having to get the aftermarket fuel pressure regulator to adjust fuel pressure. This is a rising rate, so 1-to-1 setup. So this is extremely beneficial. It's like I can hide this somewhere in the engine bay that I don't want seen. I can have a regulator on it, you know, and it'll just kind of still look like a stock car. That's why I opted to do this, and, you know, and upgrade the fuel system in the Corvette versus just buying, you know, a line kit and adding an external pump to it and then having to run all the lines and stuff. I felt this would be this is honestly the proper way to do it versus running the external pump. A lot of the Corvette dudes, what they do is they'll just run the factory intake pump, or they'll have a 340 pump or whatever inside the tank, and then they'll have an external that activates on a hop switch. So the only time the external pump actually cuts on is when it sees boost. But the problem with that I don't like is, let's say the pump doesn't cut on, or the switch is faulty or something, then you actually run lean and you lose a motor based on mechanical stuff. It's just a whole bunch of added stuff to the system that isn't necessarily needed. With this, if this ever goes out, then I know this pump went out and I don't have to worry about starving my car for fuel or something. It just won't run. So to eliminate hella extra mechanics and stuff, that's why I'm going with the surge tank and doing it this way. I have a surge tank on my SC. My SC is currently a dual pump setup, so it's a bit wider. Instead of having one pump, it actually has two pumps in there, and then I have a 450 pump feeding my dual pump, so the SC actually has, you know, 3 fuel pumps filling that car. But yeah, anybody that's thinking about upgrading their fuel system, I'm not saying that you can't get away with doing it, you know, other ways, but the best way to upgrade your fuel system is to add a surge tank. It eliminates all the slosh and everything. So just keep that in mind. Like on this car, I don't run a surge tank, but I do run an in-tank 450 pump, and it has a return system. 350Zs are usually returnless, but it's been upgraded to a return system. And this is the wiring that comes with it. Like, these wires are super thick. A common problem also with people is they'll upgrade the fuel pump, but they don't upgrade the wiring. And what happens is, even though you have a bigger pump, you don't have the correct amount of voltage that pump would require to pump at its full efficiency. So, you know, you kind of just lose the benefits of having that bigger pump. So anytime where you add in a bigger pump that's going to flow more, the factory wiring usually needs to be upgraded. And this comes with freaking girthy wiring. And it's dope because this plug just kind of just plugs in like a quick connect, twist it in, and then bam, it's in there. My gauge and everything. Then this is the mounting hardware. So I'm gonna show you once we get to the shop how we're gonna be mounting this thing in the C5, but it's definitely a sick unit. And also, I want to note that I am not sponsored by Iridium. I've ran the Iridium fuel rail on my SC300 before, and like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. I just really like their product, so that's why I decided to get this. Come on, we Audi. So Audi. Any Audi. I got an Audi. I mean any. Fits. So this is how this is gonna sit in there. It's gonna sit just like this with the surge tank in there, and then we're gonna run lines out the side right here over to the rail, and then we're gonna have a return setup going back. But it should look pretty clean. Shouldn't really see too many lines or anything. Should look like a stock car still. So as far as the battery location kit goes, it goes right in here. So obviously I'm gonna move all this stuff, but this is where the battery's gonna sit at, over here in this corner. All right, enough explaining and showing. Let's just fast forward this to everything being done. Ooh, and there we go. A couple hours have passed. Nah, I'm big capping. It's been a couple of days. But yeah, that all finished up. We need to go get gas for this thing. We literally took the surge tank and everything out. We have everything mocked up where it needs to be. But we just took it out for now because I need to take this car to the body shop tomorrow. That way we can get the Y body and everything on. So they're going to be gone for about a week or so because George has a vacation or something he has to deal with. So I'm gonna take the Vette right now as it is. Everything's still set up the same. It still makes 600 horsepower or whatever. I just need to get the car today, that way I can finish some stuff up, and then we'll be back on this thing and retooling this thing for E85. So yeah, that's where we're at the Corvette, but it is coming home tonight. So let me go grab this gas, and then we're gonna be taking this. So this is the battery for it right here. Oh, let me set this down, y'all. So y'all know we got the Optima yellow top. And the reason why we got the Optima battery, and you can't really run like a regular normal battery in here, is because normal batteries let off like gas and fumes and stuff because they're, you know, wet cells or whatever. And the Optima battery is a dry cell, dry charge or whatever type battery, and it doesn't let off fumes. So that's why we can have that one inside the car without having to have a vent going from the battery. This thing heavy. What's up, blood? Battery. And here it is, baby, on the way home. Juiced. Looking forward to getting all the new parts and stuff on, but she is home. Little baby all dusty and dirty, but you know, it's understandable for being at the shop chilling. hopefully we make it home. Hopefully we don't have no errors and stupid shit come up like last time, but I just need to get this thing home for the weekend. That way I can finish cleaning this up and finally get my Y body on. I've been sitting on this Y body for a cool minute. So hopefully we make it home in one piece without no issues. Jinx it like last time. Last time I was hella juiced up, hella happy that everything was running good, and then next thing you know I ended up getting stuck. But right now everything is looking cool. Temperatures are looking great, oil pressure is looking great, and the car is just running hella smooth. You can see the RPM's hella low in 6th gear right now, and I'm just cruising, doing like 70, 71. I'm gonna get this thing home, and then I'm gonna make a completely separate video actually driving this thing. That way I can give y'all a full POV video of it. And I can get the cameras and everything set up on here. That way I can give you guys a bunch of different angles. That way you can hear the exhaust and everything. Here we go, baby. This is the exit we broke down on last time. Hey, new checkpoint, baby. We made it further than last time. Woo! Ric Flair.